Hello, YouTubers. Welcome to Level-Headed News. I'm your host, Brenda. I have an article here for you that I thought you might be interested in. It says it's off of express.co.uk, and it says Russia and Ukraine on brink of war. Kremlin warns neighbors of frightening conflict. A senior Russian politician has threatened neighboring Ukraine with a frightening and undescribable war unless it shelves plans to hold a missile test over the Crimea. Ukraine plans to conduct missile firing drills over the Black Sea in territory that Russia now claims as its own following the illegal annexation of Crimea in 2014. But Ukraine and Western powers refuse to recognize Russia now controls the peninsula. The standoff escalates further late last week, when Kiev announced plans to test fire missiles near the town of Simferopol in central Crimea on December 1st and 2nd. In response, Chairman of the Foreign Policy Committee in the upper house of the Russian parliament, Konstantin Kozychev, warned about the potential for a rapid escalation in hostilities. He said if the situation escalates to the point where a military response is necessary, this will surely be the most frightening and undesirable scenario of events which all of us should prevent at all costs. The senator added, I'd place an accent on the phrase all of us, because that's not exclusively a Russian problem. Vladimir Putin is following the situation closely, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said. Sergei, and this one's a mouthful, it's Zelkikiniak. Not sure I got that right, probably butchered that pretty bad. A member of Russian State Duma Committee for International Affairs called the EU and NATO to intervene. He said Ukraine is responsible for, try it again. He said Ukraine's irresponsible and unreasonable actions were a cause of great concern. There's some videos in this if you want to pull it up and take a look at that at your leisure. The URL is in the description of the video. It says Oleksandr Turchinov, Ukraine's National Security and Defense Council Secretary, dismissed Moscow's claim that Kiev had breached international agreements. Ukraine carries out the missile test within the framework of all the international obligations and treaties. That's why we ask Russia not to hinder the test by its hysterics and provocations. In the past 2 years, relations between Russia and Washington have deteriorated to the worst level since the Cold War, and as a result of the armed conflicts in the Ukraine and Syria, where Moscow and Washington backed opposing sides. Putin has expressed hope that with the election of Donald Trump as the next U.S. president, relations will improve. There are some related articles that you can also check out that are listed here with this article.